So, hello and welcome to the stream. Let me really quickly check my audio just to be sure everything's working as it's supposed to. Hopefully there's not gonna be any echo. Hopefully. Okay, so there was echo. Sorry about that. Uh, real, Let me set up some other things real quick and we can get to the stream. So, this is my first time streaming on YouTube actually, so I'm kind of figuring things out. But hopefully the setup won't take too long. There we go. I just want to make sure that the audio is working properly. Yes, everything works properly. So, with that taken care of, I think we can actually move to doing the stream. Last thing real quick, I'm gonna need to put my phone on the charger. Awesome. So, this is a continuation of my work from the previous 7 days. 7 or 8, I think it's 7. Safe to be said. What I'm creating here is a goblin enemy for my game. It's gonna be a sci-fi fantasy, let's say extraction roguelite RPG, ARPG, action RPG actually. As far as this enemy goes, this is my first enemy type that I'm going to be using in the game because I've kind of hit a blocker. I do have a lot of the base game logic set up, but our player character doesn't have anything to actually fight right now. So this is what we need to be able to actually move forward with the game. What I'm working on right now is the arm armor. So we do have some padding here on the shoulder, some armor plates. Same thing goes for the forearm. But what we need to do is kind of fill in this space here around the arm. And what I have been thinking about would be to actually create something similar to the wrap that we have down here on the leg, just to keep the shape language and the overall composition of the mesh about similar. So just some wraps like this. They can also go up here, maybe around the hand and the palm, and it shouldn't be too hard to make something like this. So without further ado, let's just dive into it. I do want to select this edge loop here around the elbow, cursor to select it, add a curve. What I want here is a curve profile. I want a helix, and I apologize in advance, but these streams are not rehearsed. I don't really know how these things are gonna turn out. I'm kind of figuring out all the topology and everything as I go. A lot of these techniques I've applied before, but not on this specific mesh. I haven't tried to do it before the stream, so this is really a live development, as live as it can be. What we need for our curve here is to go not perfectly, but as align with the hand as much as possible. So first of all, we're gonna just rotate the curve. Okay, this is probably not the right axis. So no. We want the Y rotation to be, I think, 120 degrees negative should kind of give us the right rotation. Oh, so it's not negative. Okay, that looks okay. Height is going to be just, if I just wing it by judging this, it should be somewhere around 10. More, so that's gonna be 20. Yes, that looks good. The width should probably be something like 5. That's gonna make our curve a little bit more curvy. And the angle here, let's do something like this. Should I usually try to make it multiples of 360, so this is gonna be 1080, let's say. That's how spiraled the helix is gonna be. If we take a look from the top here, I can probably just rotate it into place manually now, because the length seems about right. Maybe make it a little bit longer, so let's say 24. Yeah, so the dark curve actually can wrap around the hand here. Now I'm going to rotate this so that it kind of overlaps the hand, the entire arm. This looks about fine. To do here is add a shrink wrap modifier. Our shrink wrap is going to make our curve wrap around the arm, but for some reason it's not doing what it's supposed to. Oh yeah, it is. I just can't see it. Should be visible in wireframe. Enable proportional editing mode here and try to drag this somewhat outside so that the curve kind of sorta wraps around the hand more tightly. Even before the shrink wrap modifier gets into play. You can actually see the curve in the wireframe mode, but if I give it a little bit more of an offset, it's gonna be better visible. So let's do that. Okay. Actually looks quite good. So this is the wrap that we're gonna get out of this. I can actually just straight away convert this to a mesh. So convert to mesh. Now these are vertices. It's not a curve anymore. Let's re-add our shrink wrap modifier back. Wrap it around that. We want to go outside surface, give it that offset back. I want to actually see what the vertices are doing now, and this is quite a lot of vertices for what this actually needs to be. So let's just unsubdivide this twice. It's going to give us a lot less vertices, but that's to be expected. And I'm just going to extrude out on the not necessarily on the x-axis, but to just try to align it nicely with the hand. Alrighty, let's add a subsurf modifier. Our subdivision is going to go before the shrink wrap. So now we have a tighter wrap, tighter pattern here. And maybe I want to drag this away from the elbow a little bit more. This is supposed to be kind of sort of like a rag, a cloth rag, so it doesn't need to be like perfectly symmetrical, perfectly evenly spread. But I am going to need to add some vertices manually. Just to make it like in some areas there's just not enough topology for it to wrap nicely around the arm, but this looks about okay. This portion here I want to drag closer to the elbow portion of the hand. There's definitely not enough topology here around the thumb. I'm gonna need to solve that. Just add an edge loop there, but I want to also switch to face project here for the snapping of the vertices. Disable our proportional editing modifier, not modifier, proportional editing. Just drag these vertices slightly closer manually, so the wrap is going to get a little bit thinner. And that's looking a lot better. Trying to place these vertices a little bit more evenly. There's not enough topology here to support the wrap properly, so let's add another loop, and I think I'm gonna... that looks quite fine. What happens if we add another subdivision down the whole length? It changes the... It just makes a nicer, tighter wrap around the arm. So now let's see. Keep working the local space. So that means absolutely nothing, because I would need to fix the rotation of the object. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. So let's select this edge loop here. I'm gonna duplicate, scale it up, separate it out by selection, create a face. I want to align my view to the face, and it's quite hard to follow what I'm doing now, but bear with me, it's gonna work. It's gonna work out. I want to place my cursor to the face, add a new plane. I want to align the plane with my view. I can scale it down. Get rid of this original mesh. I want to, first of all, I want to transfer the modifiers from this mesh to this one. So let's select in this order. Let's transfer modifiers, copy modifiers. And that's just gonna be the case for a very short while, because I'm gonna now join our wrap to the plane that we created, and I can delete the plane. What this did was it actually changed the local rotation of the mesh so that the z-axis goes straight down here, And what I can do now is I can duplicate the mesh, can rotate it around the local z-axis, and let's rotate it 180 degrees. It's gonna give us essentially another wrap to work with. Was I working in the local? Because there's a lot of weirdness happening here. If I disable the shrink wrap, oh yeah, got it. I know what happened there. The origin isn't really where it should be, so I shouldn't rotate it around the 3D cursor. Maybe around the bounding box center would be better. So if I just duplicate these guys. Still the same issue. Another thing that I could do would be to just slide this down. Looks a little bit better. And I would just kind of need to figure out the way to clean the topology down here. That still looks fine. I'm just gonna need to extrude these guys up here. Yes, this is going to work quite nicely. But we're gonna need to get rid of some of these vertices here. Okay, so this could go around the arm down there. So what if I select these two faces, enable proportional editing, drag all of this down. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this right about here. Just try to maybe move these guys so that they don't overlap so much. That looks fine. They're kind of gonna need to figure out a way to end this portion of the whole deal. Definitely gonna need a few more subdivisions here. I think I'm gonna need to apply the shrink wrap and just reapply it. So let's duplicate that, apply the first one. This did like move the vertices physically into the space that I see them, if that makes sense. Because the vertices were just virtually where we've seen them up until now. This allows us to move the wrap to place something like this. let's maybe make this one wrap a bit farther from the body. Maybe one more subdivision here. I think I might want to move the shrink wrap before the subsurf. And I'd rather add the topology by hand here so that it actually wraps nicely around the arm. It's gonna result in like more vertices on the final mesh, but it's gonna look a lot better. I mean, you need as much vertices or as many vertices as you need. Like, you can't do with less. So it's probably not the most optimized way to do this, but we're just gonna trust Unreal's ability to reduce the vertex counts down the line. Those systems are actually quite powerful, so okay. So I've added a lot of vertices here. What I want to do here is make sure they're reasonably spaced. So let's relax this edge loop. Let's space the vertices. No. Spacing them actually doesn't make sense. Relaxing does, but spacing not so much. So relax them 2 times. Let's get rid of this subdivision. Add it another time. Looks fine. Let's take a look at our other wrap. Hide that. So this is the other guy. Let's switch those guys around. Definitely gonna need a subdivision there. This looks good. It's okay. One more there. Maybe move this vertex closer. Now they start overlapping here. I kinda just want to extrude this. And let's maybe make this start tapering off. As it's moving towards the palm. So we only need to continue with one wrap all the way around the arm. definitely gonna need a subdivision here and here just to support the, it's not sharpness but the shape of the hand. And that looks fine. Now back here, let's just extrude kind of into or under this this other wrap. I am going to be adjusting the specific positions of those vertices so that they don't clip through each other. And let's extrude this guy as well. That looks fine. Unhide the armor, let's just see how that meshes with the rest of the whole thing. I'd say it's fine. Let's just add a solidify mod here. Before the subdivision, we want even thickness, only rim, and we want this to go inside, but probably we want to flip the normals here. And we want our mesh to go into the hand. I think I can just copy the modifiers here. Okay, that looks fine. There's a little bit of clipping that's gonna need to get fixed. Probably a subdivision needed here. Here. Can kinda slide this down a little bit more. Subdivision here. There. I can spot the issues with the wrap or with not enough topology once the solidify mod is in play. Quite easily because there's like jagged weird edges around. Okay. Now for one of these wraps, it should probably be. And this is not completely idea. First of all, let's make the solidify a little bit thicker. Doesn't matter how much it clips into the body, actually, so I'm probably gonna be quite generous here for both of these guys. But what we might want to adjust is the thickness or the distance that the shrink wrap is happening from the body. So essentially want one of these wraps to be more like closer to the skin. It's probably gonna have to be there. Same goes for this portion. Let's see, maybe even here. I'm gonna leave that as it is. Now if I add an edge loop here, let's see, 0.5, to make our edges a little bit better supported, a little bit thicker. Let's actually see how we've done it on the legs here. Slide. There. And let's maybe play with the thickness of the cloth. This is fine. This is what I need to change. So now we can make it a little bit thinner, a bit closer to the body, and the same goes for this one as well. Let's just select all of these vertices here to maybe space them a little bit better. Okay, that would work. This wouldn't help, so let's just add 2 more subdivisions. 5, 6, 7. Let's select these 7 guys here. Space. Yeah, there's the trade-off here. The more tightly wrapped we want it around the arm, the more topology we need to use. But there's not much I can do about that. I could not do this design, but I like it. So hopefully we're not gonna blow out our budget. So this is 10 vertices space. Okay, just to make it easier on myself, I'm gonna get rid of these loops here. I'm gonna add them back in later on, but right now they're just annoying. I still need to go loop by loop, so that looks okay. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna need a little bit more of topology down here, down this line. So let's just invent some. Don't want to add the topology along the entire length of that wrap. Just want it around here, so maybe all the way to about here is quite fine. So I'm just going to add a bevel here. Actually, I'm gonna switch my width to percent. I want to do 100%. Actually, do 5 segments. Now, if I get rid of these engine loops, slide this down, I'm gonna end up with still nice quad topology. And this is definitely gonna need to get smoothed out. So let's relax this 6 times. 8, 9, 10. I could just set it here, but I'm stupid, so I didn't do that. Okay, I think that's almost done. Right, let's apply the shrink wrap mod here and here, and just manually move some of those vertices so that the clipping stops. So, and to move this on its normal, just enable the proportional editing. Smooth fall off is fine. Let's just make the fall off a lot larger. Yeah, like that. Down here, I probably need to move it out a little bit. That would mean we need to do the same here. I'm trying to achieve here is that this line here doesn't go into the body anywhere. That should give us nice smooth edge, give us enough space for the deformations to actually happen without the wrap clipping into the body. Down here it doesn't actually matter very much whether it's gonna clip into the body or not, so just gonna pull all of this down. Okay, right, looks sharp. Solidify subdivision, both of those mods we want, so let's just join both of the meshes. Shade it smooth. There we have it, our wrap. So if we give our goblin, it's obviously gonna be textured. It's just not just gonna look like this, but yeah. So this is a starting point. There's going to be a little bit of a wasted texture space in there, but well, what can you do? Okay, looks good. Looks nice. Okay, I'm just thinking where to move next, because seems like the armor is actually done. I'm just gonna change our playlist here, because it feels like it's playing just those same 3 songs. So I'm thinking I need to check something real quick, so give me a second. Alrighty. So I've checked some things out, and I'm thinking maybe goblins are my world goblins are not as bright as maybe humans or dwarves or like other humanoid species, but they're not stupid. So in the setting, they've been warring for over 10,000 years just between themselves. Essentially, the greenskins, the goblins, have been in war with themselves for 10,000 years. I think over those 10,000 years, they would probably have figured out a helmet is a good idea. So let's try to design some form of helmet to this guy, for this guy. But I'm not completely sure how it should look. What I have in my head when I look at this guy is something like not necessarily high tech, but something solid and intimidating, at least from a goblin's point of view. So now I'm thinking would be kind of like would have eyes, like place for the eyes on the helmet. Probably want to have the brows quite visible. So let's continue there. Here's gonna be the eye, and the cheekbones here. I think about it, would probably go something like that to protect the face a little bit better. And maybe can imagine kind of like spikes go off of this. And if we look at the nose, probably be some form of like a nose protection that would go like this. That would probably look a little bit bird-like, but we're trying to model this out and see how it meshes with the character. Now, hard to protect those ears. I mean, there would probably be a lot of goblins that don't have ears or have had their ears damaged or chopped off. That's maybe something to think about once I try or start implementing variations for the goblins. But they would likely have figured out that the whole skull needs protection. So maybe some kind of like spiked armor up, kind of like the World War One Prussian helmet, something along those lines. Let's see. I mean, it's a start. Might be like it is a starting point, so I'm gonna start with that. But I think I'm gonna have to take a short break. The wife is going to bed soon, so gonna take care of that. So if you don't mind, I would take a short break and be back in hopefully under 10 minutes. The countdown on the overlay doesn't work, so sorry about that, but be back in roughly 10 minutes. Sorry about that, it took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but yeah, well, wife can't get around that. Looking at the helmet design idea, whatever it is, actually thinking maybe something a little bit different would be more interesting. So let's get rid of this. Live instead. I mean, yeah, goblins fight on the surface. They also live underground. Underground, you have a lot of fumes. How about something like a gas mask? The face shape already kind of supports that, so that would maybe make a lot of sense. And if we wanted to do that, let's actually try to find a reference just to see how that would look. So something quite simple like this. Turn on opacity on the face so that we can see where the face would land. Scale the mask up. So we needed to cover the ears, something like this. I think would be about the right scale. I think this would, and just looking at it, I think this would work quite well. Probably the filters would be a lot smaller, but yeah, I think this would work quite nicely. Fine, so let's make a... Where's... okay, so this is our face. Let's rename it to gas mask reference. And the gas mask is actually quite simple in its overall shape. So let's say we wanted to start here, wrap it around the face. It's probably gonna have to need to have a little bit different shape overall than the face, but we can start just about here. I'm going to work with curves here, so let's add a curve. Selection to cursor. Selection to cursor. Let's disable proportional editing. I still do have a face snapping enabled, so just snap this to the front of the face, somewhere around here, do a subdivision. So there we have a first curvature of the face. I'm actually going to scale this to 0 on the global axis, like that. Now the goblin would probably want the gas mask to kind of cover his whole face. There would be... that would go from there. Let's subdivide this, give it a little bit of a curvature. And down here it would probably go a little bit farther from the body. So you could also bring farther. this point onwards, gonna go there, another subdivision. This was kind of copied the shape of the jaw. And if we bring our gas mask reference into being again, just want to extrude this on the x-axis, scale it down to 0 on the x, another subdivision, just bring it down like that. So we have the basis of the 3D shape. Now we want to extrude this forward on the y-axis. Bring this forward this way. We do know that there would be curvature here, probably a little bit sharper. Subdivide. Yep. And this would then connect here. There. And I want to scale this to 0 on the global z-axis and maybe give it a little bit of a slight curve like this around the nose. So there's the rough basis, like the rough outline of the gas mask. Let's figure out this shape here first. This would probably copy this shape almost exactly. I need to change to vertex snapping here. Snap this together. Come on. But this curve here would also kind of follow the... not necessarily. This can also... this could be just completely flat. just extrude over here. Maybe kind of copying the shape. There. Now I kind of want to extrude some, I would say, right up here. So divide this guy. So we get something like that, and that looks fine. Get rid of this subdivision here, we get a straight line forward. And we can kind of try to make this a little bit more angled. Okay, so that would be the base topology for the gas mask there. Let's hide this guy. I'm just trying to imagine the topology here. Somewhere around there would be a connection straight here to the front of the face, and don't mind the 3D stuff happening there. There, yes. Okay, so let's get rid of that. I'm gonna duplicate this curve here, move it to the backup collection, just so that we have it, in case we need it. Can move this mesh to where it actually belongs, which is the armor goblin thingy. Let's convert this to mesh. Now, this gives us like actual vertices with which we can work, and somewhere around here I would say would be a connection there. So let's add another Bezier curve. So divide that. Make it a little bit more rounded. Doesn't necessarily need to go completely straight forward. Now from this point we would have another line that goes, let's say, here. And actually no, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm just gonna select this whole edge loop here. Snap it right there. To go cursor to selected here. rotate it into place like that. With that said and done, I think this is actually... No, there, not there, here. If you just connect these, have everything we need to make essentially almost completely perfect quad topology. Nearly perfect. Now let's say we select these vertices here, start actually filling in our topology. Let's do, say, 2 subdivision here, 2 subdivisions here, yeah, not 2 subdivision, no. Let's say plural. To get rid of a few of these guys here. Let's space these. Grid fill that. I want to mirror this. I don't want to mirror this. I want to apply all transforms. Now I want to mirror it. Let's see what we can do. This should be quite straightforward, so to select there's just 2 subdivisions down here, so let's make this a lot simpler. vertices that we actually want to select are selected here. Want to unsubdivide this. Get rid of these two guys. 9. Wondering, do I want to space these? Let's try that. Just to give it a bit more rounded look, but it might change our shape too much. No, it's fine. Now if we grid fill this, we can't because of the mirror modifier. Sometimes mirror modifier interferes with the grid fill mod, but just unnecessarily complicated. Okay. Now let's see here. We have 8 subdivisions this way, so we need 8 subdivisions this way. That would mean 10 vertices in total. We have 13, so get rid of 3 of those. Space these guys. I'm gonna unsubdivide this, but just once. Space. So this is 10 vertices this way. 13 this way, so let's get rid of 3. Space those. Sometimes grid fill is just like it can't figure out what you want to do with it for some reason, and that's why I don't really like working with it too much. But it's a tool you like just have to use a lot of the time, so okay, so now let's take a look at this loop here. So this is 13 verts. Here we have 16. So let's get rid of 3 of those. Space those guys out. This is 12. This is 24. So if we unsubdivide it, we're gonna end up with 14. Get rid of this and this guy here. It's 25, should be 24. Oh, this is 14. There. Now if I space this, want to space this, grid fill that, and again I cannot. Okay, this is going to require a little bit of tweaking. Gonna keep it as it is just for now. Figure out the way to work that in. Seriously, how many vertices do we need here? Not much. Let's just space these guys for now. This is 6. This is 15, so let's just unsubdivide that to 9. I believe this was 12. So we also want 12 vertices this way. So you want to take care of that. The overlap with the face or with the brows there. Did I lose my face? Definitely not this guy. Definitely not this guy. I lost my face because I'm a moron. I forgot how it was called. Let's go back here. Just looking at it, I'm thinking, does it mesh well with the character? Probably to be able to judge that, I probably need to get farther into the modeling process. One thing that I might want to do right now is just figure out a way around those eyebrows there. I'm either gonna have to create an edge loop that's gonna loop around that, or just try to corrective smooth this. And try to kind of move the vertices into position. Manually, we'll see. That doesn't really work, does it? I need to make make it a lot stronger. The silhouette is the same, or at least very similar. I think this might actually just be that simple. Unless we really want to reinforce that that shape, which I'm not absolutely hell-bent on. So let's unsubdivide this. Need to be 2 subdivisions, and that would still kind of screw up our topology. So I'm just gonna need to do that manually, I think. Okay, that works. Can't really afford to subdivide this loop though. Or can I? I think I sort of can. I can fix that. Let's get rid of this. And so if we just make this into a triangle. Also kinda sorta want to... Is this gonna hurt us? Not too bad. So now we have an ugly triangle down there. I could always do this. And just space these guys out. So a lot less topology there. I could try to shape the mask around the face again. So let's just apply those 2 mods, reintroduce the corrective smoothing, the mirror, reintroduce the corrective smoothing again. It's just gonna be a lot less, lots. Sorry, brain, no work. It's gonna just not be that powerful anymore. Let's see, like 15 maybe? 15 repetitions. right now this is at a kind of a weird stage, but should work out nicely. Let's apply the corrective smoothing again, bisect or subsurf. If we bring our reference into play, you can see there's this this like I socket here. Oh, let's call this. So actually won't know what that is. And we can probably figure out a topology that would work for this quite easily. So you just do a subdivision here, then down this line. This we could probably just slide a bit into place. There. Not too sure about this, but whatever. It doesn't need to be exactly as large as the eye on the mask. And there. Now let's see, you want to get rid of this. First create a supporting loop around the face. Let's get rid of that. We did end up with some ugly triangles, but that's super easy to fix. So another loop there, another loop there, and another loop there. Now if we relax this, there we have it. If I add a subsurf modifier, this is starting to look kinda sorta like a gas mask, doesn't it? We are going to need to... I think I'm gonna make a loop here. So if we get rid of that, maybe another loop that way. This is, I mean, yes, I do know these are n-gons, but in the end I'm gonna triangulate it anyways, and the mask is going to deform very little. So these triangles here are not gonna be an issue. Like not all triangles are made equal, and in this case, these triangles here should not be an issue. It really depends on where you make them. When you're doing your topology, so it should still work properly. And what I kind of want to do here though is create another loop around the face here. Let's insert faces. Want to keep the boundary. Allows me to create another loop around the eyes. And I'm gonna need to fix a lot of topology here, but yeah, this is what it's gonna have to be. Now, if we separate this away from the mesh, I think we can again use our corrective smooth modifier to fix that. I'm thinking I should actually just get rid of this phase here. Snap this to that. So that's very nice that we've been able to do that. There should be a phase here and here. So let's disable subdivision on both of these guys. I can actually see what I'm doing, so I have to snap this there, this here, this here. So we end up with this weird triangle there. Does it bother me? Does it bother me? Not, I'm not sure. Ew. Yeah, didn't realize. There's a phase here to be made. I think I can just make a cut there. Rid of this, that, and right now I'm just trying to figure out how to make this work the best. There's gonna be the triangle there. There's no way around that. Let's just add a cut around the eye here. And there. Okay, this is a bit annoying because thanks to the corrective smooth, the mesh is holding its shape and I can't really do the subdivision. Or can I? Okay, that worked. If you want to continue with that line, do that, get rid of this. We can maybe just slide this up. Space these guys. Can do 1A. And no, I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, I mean, this phase here is bothering me a little bit. Just because it's gonna create a little bit of your topology, and I would really love to have this as a nice straight quad. That would move our triangle somewhere else. If I do 2 subdivisions here, that didn't really help, did it? I'm very inclined to actually select this this group here and shrink wrap it around the face. So let's do that. Shrink wrap. We want to have that to happen maybe even before the mirror, but we'll see. Outside surface there, and the vertex group is going to be the wrap group. Want to give it a little bit of an offset. I would say this works quite well. Now when I see this, I see this, I'm getting sick. So if I get rid of, there's something that happened here that definitely shouldn't have, and I think I've just, so I'll just try to do that. Slide this here. Give this one more subdivision. Ah, okay. I'm gonna straighten these lines out. If we give our subdivision back to the mesh, it kind of starts to look like a gas mask now. Maybe we want to bring the ice a little bit closer. think this is going to be all for today because it's quite late in the night where I'm from, and it looks like I'm waking, even though I'm trying to speak softly, it looks like my voice carries, so I'm probably waking up my wife, and that's not a good thing. So thanks for watching for now. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow. I'm not sure if here on YouTube or on Twitch, but if you like what you've seen so far, I would be very happy to have you. And that's about everything. So thanks for watching for now, and have a nice rest of the day.